Welcome back, everybody, to the Wild Faith Podcast. My name is Evan Bungham. I have my co host, Luke Timmons, with me here today, and we have a very special guest, Shane Simpson. And we're going to kick off Turkey Talk with a quick question. So, Shane, break us down how you go about hunting a new piece of ground for turkey hunting.
How brief do you want this?
We got like 10, 15 minutes, however you want to do it.
Well, okay. Obviously, I'm gonna start looking at maps and that sort of thing, Onyx, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
DNR is a great source. If you get on their websites, you that's kind of the first place you want to look at and to see if there's a permit required. Like, some states have, quota draws and other stipulations. You don't want to go wandering in there thinking you can hunt it and then you can't. But or do a lot of
Mhm.
e-scouting and then find out later you can't hunt it. um, but basically, I start off with a bunch of e-scouting, Google Earth, Onyx. I'm looking for access points. I'm looking for one of the things I like to key in is private around the perimeter, especially if they have big fields, ag fields, or just open areas.
Mhm.
Turkeys like wood and open areas, a little mixture. It was Grant Woods. I heard him once. There was some type of study or something. The closer you get to like 50% open areas and timbered areas, the higher the population of turkeys. And
Mm.
so those areas I focus in, especially if it's a big piece of public and it's all timber, or like down south where it's just rows of planted pines, you need that diversity to attract turkeys or to sustain turkeys. They're going to go to transition lines in areas where there's open areas. So I'll look at for those areas. If I can't find those, then I'm gonna start just looking in the interior of the public, looking for those transition lines where, say, a 10-year-old clear cut meets up to a mature stand of pines or timber. Along those edges, I'll focus in on creeks, um, and any place I can scout as I hunt, looking for turkey
Mhm.
sign, soft soil, road beds, that sort of thing. Um, High points where I can locate turkeys from. It's just, I'm just looking for key features that would attract turkeys. And then the creeks also have water. The turkeys are going to go there for water, especially in the morning. The hens like to go there first thing in the morning and get water a
Mm.
lot of times. So I mean that's kind of the gist of what I'm looking for initially, but we could get into more detail if you'd like.
So how do you, how often are you going into a spot, set, you maybe e-scouted it, but how often are you going in blind to hunt it, right? You know what I mean? Like you've e-scouted it and you're planning on hunting it tomorrow morning.
Just about every one of my hunts is going in
Okay.
blind. It's
Yeah.
scouting. Even if I've hunted it, a state before, um, there's something about for me, it's an attraction to go to a new area.
Mm-hmm.
I've hunted places multiple times in the past, and I get bored with them. It's almost like seeing the same thing over and over. There's something about the mystique of a new place. What's around the next bend, or
Mhm.
even though you can see it on satellite images, it looks totally different in person, and that's something that's very attractive to me to go into a place blind and just explore it. And I will say this: it just seems to happen for me, and maybe I'm just lucky. I can go into an area with and a lot of it's probably just confidence. I can go into an area and I have a lot of confidence. I've never hunted there before, and I go in there and first day I'm successful, and then I find
Wow.
out from others like that place gets hunted hard. There's hardly any birds there. Stuff that I didn't know beforehand. Had I known that before I went in there, I wouldn't have gone in there with that confidence. And
Mm.
so, sometimes I think that helps with that confidence. I get that bird that, in an area that I shouldn't have.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that's the reason I like going in blind to areas. And I have people also that'll try to share pens with me. I'll turn them down. I have one guy at the convention. He say, "Hey, you're going here to hunt this state to hunt? I know a place and I got some pins I'll share." I say, "I'd rather you not. I'd rather not get any help. I'd rather figure it out on my
Mhm.
own. I appreciate the gesture, but
Mm-hmm.
I just like trying to figure this out on my own. It's like a puzzle, chess game or something."
Yeah. No, that's awesome. And just kind of going out for that with what maybe we'll close out with like one more thing. What's out of kind of everything that you just broke down there for us, like what's one key thing or one tool that you couldn't do it without? Like I know you talked about confidence, you talked about like Onyx, like what are the one or two things?
I think my locator calls help tremendously. as far as getting a bird to gobble. That really puts me in the driver's seat if I know exactly where one's located. Um, the second thing, I don't know. I guess the biggest I think advantage for me is hunting during the week
Mm,
when there's not a
Mm.
lot of weekend hunters out there. There's less pressure, and I've seen a trend over all my years of hunting. And I think they have some GPS data or some research to back this up, but I just kind of figured this out on my own, just seeing it firsthand. That first Monday, that or the only Monday, that Monday after the weekend, excuse me, that Monday after the weekend, the birds are settling down or just now starting to settle down from all the weekend pressure. Come Tuesday, those birds start gobbling again. And start getting active. And by midweek, Wednesday, they've really settled down and got back into the routine. So
mhm.
I've seen it firsthand over and over and over where Monday may be a difficult time to find one, and it's hard to get them to gobble. They're not in their normal areas, but by Wednesday, the hunting gets really good, and that'll continue all the way up till Friday, and then all of a sudden the vehicles and people start showing back up again.
Gotta love it.
Yeah.
What's real quick before we close the turkey talk here? What's your go-to, foolproof locator call that you like using?
Can I name two?
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
I use my owl hooter primarily, and then
Mhm.
my and then I coyote howl on my turkey call, my mouth call. Those two in
Nice.
combination. Um, if there's a turkey out there, most likely I'm gonna get him to gobble. I wouldn't say most likely, but there's a really good chance that he's gonna gobble between the two calls.
Mm.
Nice.
I was just watching one of your videos of you doing that coyote call on a because you're just using like a diaphragm with that, right?
Yeah, I'm using the same one. I keep it in my mouth all day, just about while I'm out in the woods, and I
Yep.
coyote howl on it, I turkey call on it, and I,
I've never tried that. I've never tried it with the diaphragm. I kind of want to now.
yeah.
Wake up my family.
So yeah, when you see call companies marketing a call as a coyote call or this call, it's just a turkey call or it's just a call. I
Yeah.
mean, these diaphragm calls were developed to be make bird sounds for bird watchers, and we just
Mm.
adapted them for turkey sounds. But you see people, um, was it Bo Brooks making goose sounds on them? I
Hmm.
can make a crow call. It's not great, but it's okay. And obviously we all make turkey sounds on it, and I do a loon sound. And so the call itself is an instrument, and it's
Mm.
capable of producing a lot of different animal sounds if it just takes some practice. So I mean, people are shocked a lot of times. Oh, you're using a turkey call. I'm like, I'm just using a diaphragm call. I mean, it's made to make different sounds.
Sure.
Yeah. No, and I'm excited to dive into the podcast and talk a little more about that. But thank you so much for everybody for listening to this week of the Turkey Talk, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you for joining us on this journey through faith in the great outdoors. We hope today's episode has inspired you to seek God's presence in the wilderness and deepen your connection with nature. If you enjoyed today's discussion, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to the Wild Faith Podcast on your favorite platforms, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. By subscribing, you'll never miss an episode, and you'll continue to be a part of the Wild Faith Podcast community. We'd also love to hear from our listeners, so please don't hesitate to reach out with your questions, comments, or topic suggestions. You can connect with us on social media or through our website. Your feedback is important to us and helps us improve and tailor our content to better serve you. And always remember, the great outdoors isn't just a playground for hunting and fishing. It's a sanctuary for finding solace and spiritual renewal. As you gear up for that next adventure, I pray you find God's presence in the crackling of a campfire, the thrill of reeling in your catch, or the quiet solitude found in nature. Until next time, thank you for listening to the Wild Faith Podcast. Take care, and God bless.